one more thing that Slalom does to make this an amazing place to work.
Slalom Experience is when you get to experience slalom from the inside. It's when you get to see your coworkers, the culture, and everything else collide.
SD to me is a group of people that are coming together with unique ideas and passion for the company that want to promote what it means to have a special experience at Slalom.
Slalom Experience for me is my opportunity to give back to Slalom and get engaged with activities outside of the client world. It helps me kind of shape and focus those and lets me actually have a voice in what our culture will be going forward.
To me, Slalom Experience is a way to engage with other folks in the office that I normally don't see outside of the client and give back to the community and have fun doing it.
Slalom Experience is an opportunity to hang out with all of the cool people that I love working with. So, that's one of the things that everybody says about slalom is the best thing is the people, and actually wanting to spend more than 8 or 9 hours a day at a client hanging out with these people in opportunities for giving back to the community and for building themselves professionally and just for having fun is really amazing, and to me that's what Slalom Experience is all about.
As a new employee to Slalom, someone who's only been here a few months, Slalom Experience is really the opportunity that I've had to meet other people in the company. I've been pretty much staffed since day one on a project, so have not had too many chances to go into the Slalom office and actually meet other people who are not just in my project team. So it's really been an opportunity for me to get involved with Slalom and really become a Slalomite instead of just on my project out with my client.
Slalom Experience to me means how do we continue to keep culture at the center of Slalom Chicago as we continue to grow. It really is consultants' opportunity to help be a part of that and to take results from the annual surveys as an example and really put those into action, prioritize what's the most impactful for our consultants and actually drive those to become a reality.
For me, it means getting out to hang out with awesome people that I can now call my friends as well as coworkers. And then also meeting new people at these amazing events. One of the funnest problems I have as a new employee is there's too many things to go to after work. So that's what Slalom Experience means to me. Good times, good people.
To me, Slalom Experience is the outlet that allows each individual consultant at Slalom to make an impact on Slalom in their own unique way. Basically, it allows each person to come up with an idea that impacts Slalom in any way that they can imagine, and it's this outlet that allows them to bring this idea through to fruition and really have an impact on their own very unique way.
I moved to Chicago 3 years ago for Slalom. So, new city, new colleagues, whole different experience. So it was a really nice opportunity to meet people outside of client teams, connect, kind of get away from work and project timelines and PowerPoints, and just connect with other colleagues with similar interests and passions.
So Slalom Experience to me means taking all of the talent and enthusiasm and good ideas that people have at Slalom and ideally, pushing that and leveraging it in a way that helps the community in Chicago area. And I think when Slalom Experience at its best is when we're actually taking all of the great ideas that we have here at Slalom and really putting that in a way that will impact and benefit the community that we work and live in every day.
It's really just been, a way that a team can come together and formulate new ideas to really, come up with those fun events, whether it is more on the fun pillar, which is the one that I'm on, or a community-driven event, or an educational event. It's a great way to bring new ideas to the table that I think really sets Slalom aside from other companies.
So my favorite activity with Slalom Experience was volunteering as a coach for the Nifty Foundation, which is actually the network for teaching entrepreneurship to high school students here in the Chicago area. So I had the opportunity to go down to Inglewood 4 different Wednesdays and do coaching and mentorship with a bunch of seniors in high school in the Inglewood High School area.
There's so many fun activities and events to pick from, but I am really looking forward to doing the Run for Gus next week. My husband's actually going to do the run with me, which is one of the things I love about slalom, is that it's not just about you as the employee, it's your family, it's your significant other, and Lori Children's is such a great cause that I think being able to do something like that with the people you love and the people that you work with, you know, it's just a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Probably any of the Hustle at the Hancock events that I participated in. I think I've done it 3 times now. It's a very challenging experience, but it's great for team bonding, and we even have practice events leading up to the big event where we climb the Hancock Tower. So it's great team building, and then afterwards we get to socialize and share our results with all the participants.
My favorite event was probably going to the Chicago Food Depository, where we spent the entire evening sorting giant heads of lettuce for the homeless. I really enjoyed it because it was one of those opportunities where we all got together to make an impact on the community, and we actually got to see just how huge and expansive some of the nonprofits in Chicago operate. It was really neat to see that, and it was really great to hang out with people at the actual event.
My favorite one is Run for Gus. My husband and I ran in it a couple years with the slalom team, and then when I had my daughter, I was on maternity leave during that year, so I brought her with me and we cheered the team on the sidelines. And I wasn't at a work event, I was at an event supporting friends and coworkers, and it was just a really great time because slalom is more than just a place that I work and people that I work with, but it's relationships that I've built.
I was one of the inaugural members of Slalom Experience, and just to think back what it started as, now probably 7 years ago, it was really more of an initiative to support recruiting. So New Hire Buddy, for example, that was one of the initial teams that formed out of Slalom Experience. I believe there were 3 at the time. But just to look back and see how far it's come and how much it has grown and expanded from that, I think is really exciting. And if you were to look at all of the initiatives that Slalom Experience has driven over the years, I think that consultants would be really surprised how much has really been consultant-led, and the successes have been, I think, really remarkable.
It was an event where we got a group of people together for happy hour. Everyone kind of came together, and it kind of changed the way I saw slalom. We stopped being, I found friends that weren't just project friends, or friends that I wanted to go out drinking with, friends that I wanted to hang out with after work, and that really shifted it for me, and I think it started with a simple happy hour at slalom.
My favorite event has to be Slalom Amazing Race, parts 1 and part 2. So just a little bit of background. Slalom put together a Amazing Race style activity 2 years running, where we had groups of people within the office compete against each other to get to the final destination first.
I really think it would be great if we could have one slalom-wide Chicago office service day. One day where leadership says it's completely okay not to do client billable work. Let's go out as an office into the communities and do some sort of community service.
Greatest idea would be that we rent out all of Great America and take the entire slalom office up there for a nice day during the week instead of client work.
Mine would be a drinking and history tour of Chicago. So I know what you're thinking, history, boring, but don't worry, there'd be drinking involved. So what would happen is we get on a trolley and I take you to the 4 historic marks that make up the red stars on the Chicago flag. Then while we're there, we'll also have a Chicagoland beer. So at each stop, I would explain what the stop represents for Chicago, and then I'd also pair it with a beer and explain how that beer is made and why it's a certain style, such as IPA or wheat.
So I've been working with Slalom Experience for over 4 years, so most of my good ideas have already come to fruition. But I do have one great idea that for one reason or another over the last handful of years we haven't been able to execute on. But I really think we'll be able to do it, and it's going to be this winter, and what we're going to do is we'll put together a slalom ice skating event. And with the new ice ribbon open in Millennium Park, I think it's going to be a great event.
That one is really easy, actually. So I think Tom should let Slalom Experience sponsor about 500 seats at the Bears game. And I think that would be the best Slalom experience ever.
Either a cooking class or a BYO painting class, because I've never done either. I did recently get a cooking class as a gift and I can't wait to use it, but I think it would be a very fun way to bring a lot of people together, do something unique and collaborative at the same time, and just a fun, kind of different event.
The people that are involved today are probably going to stay involved in 10 years, so the committee will just be 10 years older, but the purpose and the kind of the enthusiasm and excitement will probably be exactly the same as it is right now.
I think that we'll have a lot more ideas and innovations to include in the slalom experience.
Different. Definitely different.
Despite kind of double-digit growth, we've really maintained so many of the fun culture events and things that we do. And I think by having just more great people around as we grow, we're just going to get more creative ideas, more fun things to get exposure to. And I just see it continuing to get kind of bigger and wilder and funner and more amazing.
So structurally, Slalom Experience may have changed over the years, especially how we've changed in the last year with a big restructuring. But I don't really think it's the structure of Slalom Experience that defines what it is. It's the people and the passion that they have for what they're doing and help their company and their environment and everything around them to be a better place. And as long as Slalom keeps hiring such amazing people, I don't think that passion or drive is going to change. So in 2025, I think we're going to have just as amazing group of people working to do such great things.
I think we'll get some good heads together and get really creative and do something that ends up in a newspaper or kind of goes viral.
It will be exactly the same, just 10 years older.